What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream today. And listen, apologies for being late again, people. Ted Watts says, if Curtis wasn't late, we wouldn't have nothing to moan about. There you go. I got to give you something to moan about, people. Big up everyone in the chat. Thank you for tuning in today. And, let's talk about Arsenal. Big up everyone who tuned in yesterday for the Liverpool against Manchester City game. It was an excellent game, to be fair. And way more relaxing than watching Arsenal has been over the past, the whole season, to be honest. It's been kind of stressful. Seven Fitter, man, he was about to leave. Just stay here, man. I'm here, people. Don't worry. Better late than never. Better late than never. Big C is Foden, a generational talent. We will get into that. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and smash a like on this video. I will be doing some collaborations this week. Of course, Arsenal don't play until Sunday against Leeds. It is FA Cup games midweek, and we all know Mikel Arteta decided, this season FA Cup wasn't as important. Should he have gone with a stronger team against Southampton? I don't know. We were the holders, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Lee Judges coming on Wednesday, Kevin Campbell coming on Thursday, and I've got two more guests lined up as well for some time this week, so look out for that. So we'll do a lot of collabs this week, because it is a quiet week. Transfer window's closed. No game till Sunday. So look out for the collabs this week. Judges will be on here. Kevin Campbell will be on here. And a couple of us coming up as well. Big up everyone in the chat. And let's have a little look at the month coming up of February. February or bust, we're calling it, Dom Robbie has assured me he'll be on this week as well. So look out for that one. He will be on here this week as well. Big C, have you recovered? I mean, I'm used to it. Bro. I've honestly become kind of immune to Arsenal. I know what to expect. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. That's Arsenal, man. You know what's going to happen. Every now and then they will just let you down, man. They will let you down. Big up my boy Broads in here. Big C, like and subconsciously. There you go. Subscribe. I know what you meant, bruv. Good old spell check kicks in. Kamala says February fixtures looking not very pretty. Think Burnley away is going to be his last game. Listen, man, I think he'll be here until next season, unless we were to lose like a ridiculous amount of games between now and the end of the season. Big lineup, Curtis, best channel, Kroenke out. Thank you very much for tuning in, Brett. And listen, I think one thing we can all agree on is Stan Kroenke. Whether you like Arteta or you think he's the right man or not, I think most people can agree we do not have the right owner in Stan Kroenke. That is for certain. Right, I want to have a look at a few things that are coming out at the moment. So let's have a look at this so I can show you this. Do you know what was funny? A few people have been messaging me about how I said Arteta Fan TV. AFTV stands for Arteta Fan TV, and a few of the AFTV lot have been messaging me about it. But we're cool, man. It's all banter. But I said, listen, Robbie, man, I think Arteta's got shares in your company, bro, because they're loving him. Big up Curtis Shaw, deluded and AFTV, best Arsenal content out there. Thank you very much. And bear in mind, people, you're right. Arsenal play Leeds on Valentine's Day. If you've got plans with your missus, maybe watch the Arsenal highlights on Monday or something, because if that game doesn't go right, they might just spoil your evening, So maybe delay it until Monday. Record the game, don't see the score, and get it on Monday morning, because if Bielsa rolls in and deals with us, it might mess up your Valentine's plans. Curtis v AFTV, heated debate on Sky Sports. That would be a good debate, actually. That would be worth watching. Listen, let's have a look at this anyway. A few things to look at. Now, David Ornstein, he did a report today, and he said, he was talking about Kieran Tierney, and he said, Kieran Tierney's problem has been described as discomfort in the right lower leg. There are suggestions this could be related more to fatigue than something of greater concern, given scans are thought to have been clear. It is hoped he will not be out for long. I've read further reports that say Tierney should be available for the game at the weekend. And it's interesting because I think what people have to remember, the Premier League is like no other league It's so intense. It's unforgiving. No disrespect, but Kieran Tierney was playing in Scotland for Celtic, a team that dominate 80, 90% of the games that they play, probably outside of Aberdeen and Rangers. So the intensity that's been put on him is a lot different to what he was dealing with in Scotland. I think a lot of Arsenal fans are concerned that there may be an actual injury problem with Kieran Tierney. He seems to be getting injured quite a lot. And it also, asks the question, why did Arsenal not buy a left-back in the window? And it was, Ornstein went on to say, Arsenal are thought to be seeking a young player with high quality and potential, but in need of experience who can support and learn from Tierney before potentially succeeding him in the future. Neither Bertrand or Van Arnold came under serious consideration. So they're looking for a young left-back, maybe younger than Tierney, to come in and, work under him and eventually succeed him. But why did they not get it done, man? Why did they not get that dealt with? I know it's not an easy window, January, but, maybe they should have got it done. Interesting here that they're saying Lukaku and Danny Ings could potentially be Sergio Aguero replacements. I mean, very surprised at Danny Ings. I'm not sure he's good enough to replace Aguero and Lukaku, ex-Man United. Interesting. But yeah, Kieran Tierney should be available for the weekend. But of course, fatigue, which you don't expect that kind of issue really with a left-back. It shows how important he has been to Arsenal, because everyone seems to be talking about him already every time he's out of the team. Better get ready for a meltdown, because cannot see us winning at home to Leeds. 10th place is a pipe dream this season with this loser in charge. I take it you're not the biggest fan of Mikel Arteta. Sound even more annoyed about him than I am. Smash the likes, people. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget daily uploads around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock every day, as well as watch-alongs. We're doing all the top 6 games, or the big 6 games. And this weekend I'll be doing Leicester as well, because a few Leicester fans have been saying, you say you do the big 6, but, Leicester are now one of the big 6. So why don't you do Leicester games? Well, this Saturday, Leicester against Liverpool, 12:30 kickoff. I'll do a watch along for that. I will do Man City, Tottenham, 5:30. And then obviously on the Sunday, it will be Arsenal against Leeds at 4:30. So look out for all of that. We are going to look at the fixtures as well, moving ahead. Very difficult February. And I think this February will decide Arsenal's season. Big up Franny in here. Yo, everyone. Hit the likes. Thank you very much. Go and check out his channel as well. And I just want to have a quick look at this. Again, we're talking about this February or bust, we're calling it for Arsenal. Can they get out of this month with anything to play for, to be honest? These are Arsenal's next 6 fixtures. Leeds at home, Benfica away, Manchester City at home, Benfica at home, Leicester away, Burnley away. Next 6 fixtures. Now, I tell you one thing that I'm recognising here. This game here against Manchester City, I mean, I did the watch along for Manchester City yesterday. And they're just supreme at the moment. They beat Liverpool, the champions, with no striker on the pitch. And I would genuinely be resting players for that game if I was Mikel Arteta. It's sandwiched between Benfica away and home. I believe Benfica, they're both on a Thursday. I think we play Manchester City on the Sunday. I would not be playing Kieran Tierney in this game. We can see fatigue is a problem. I wouldn't be playing Saka in that game. I wouldn't play Thomas Partey in that game. I think you have to protect your players. Unless we go to Benfica and roll them over 3 or 4-0 and the tie's pretty much over, then I would go full strength against Man City. And I know the fans won't like it, because you want to go toe-to-toe with Man City, and can you upset them? Looking at the Premier League season now, I'm not saying give up on it. We've still got to finish as high as possible. But top 4 isn't likely at this stage. And I think these 2 Benfica games now are our biggest games of the season. And I think we have to manage them in a smart manner. Leeds at home, I think we need to beat them. I think Leeds, the fact that Leeds attack will suit us. I think we've dropped a lot of points at home against teams that have, put 10 players behind the ball, low block. We've struggled to break them down. I think Leeds, Bielsa only knows one way, this rock and roll style of football, all out attack. I think Leeds coming onto us will suit us hitting them on the counter attack. So I think we need to be beating Leeds. Obviously, Benfica next Thursday, Manchester City, Leicester away. We've got a horrendous record at Leicester. I don't think we've beaten them at Leicester since Alexis Sanchez, I think, the year Leicester won the title. And Burnley away, which is just a horrible game. Any time of the year you go there, let alone when you go there and it's freezing and the pitch is bobbly. It's a horrible game. Manchester City yesterday were ridiculous against Liverpool. I did the watch along. A lot of question marks being asked about Jurgen Klopp. Signed 2 centre-backs in the January transfer window and didn't play any of them. And played his two of his best centre-mids at centre-back, and they got roasted. Sterling ripped Trent Alexander-Arnold to shreds. Foden was outstanding yesterday. Definitely a generational talent. It sparked all that debate again, who's better, Foden or Saka or Greenwood, or, who are the best young players? As someone's asking it. Listen, I think Foden is outstanding. I think he's going to go right to the very top. Pep Guardiola has always spoken about him in high regard, and the fact he never bought a replacement for David Silva tells you everything. He knew he already had the player there. He already knew what was there and didn't feel the need to go and get anyone. Man said Leeds lost, Benfica lost, Man City lost, Benfica win out on aggregate, draw to Leicester, win against Burnley. I think we'll beat Leeds, maybe go and draw with Benfica. I think we'll lose to Man City. Then I think we'll beat Benfica at home. Leicester's a tough one. Draw, maybe. I think we'll probably beat Burnley. We could lose to Leicester and Man City, really. They're the two. But you never know. You never know. Alisson with the key passes and expected goals. What was Alisson doing yesterday? He's been rated the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. I would check his betting slips yesterday. I want to see his Sky Bet account, man, because I reckon he had 100 grand on Man City to win that game. What on earth was Alisson doing in goal for them, man? I'd have expected Renarsson to be doing that. Jeez, I don't know what happened to him yesterday. It's crazy. City will embarrass us, seriously. I mean, what you got to think? City did that to Liverpool yesterday. They had no De Bruyne and no Aguero, and I believe both of them players are going to be back for the Arsenal game. Can you imagine them with KDB in the middle and Aguero up top? They actually did that to Liverpool with no striker on the pitch. So it's crazy, man. I reckon Alisson must have had a heavy weekend, bro. I'm telling you, he looked half asleep. All you, man, were saying Saka's better than Foden. Sorry, I told, man. Listen, I think Foden is technically a better footballer than Saka, but I don't think you can discount what Saka's done in a worse team this season. He was great at left back, great right mid, great left mid. He's been fantastic. Foden, technical ability, definitely, I think, better than Saka. But Saka's influence on a team this season, I think, has been greater than Foden's. I've got to be honest. That's how I would say it. Eddie will get a hat-trick against City. Well, hopefully he won't even be involved. Chris Fraser says 4-1 without a striker and without their best playmaker. Terrifying. Looks like they could go and run away with the league now. I think that pretty much put Liverpool out of the title race yesterday. They're now 10 points behind Manchester City. City also have a game in hand on Liverpool. That could be them out of it. Sterling slipped some Ray and Nephew into Alisson's water bottle. He must have, bruv. I'm telling you, that strong Ray and Nephew. The brother looked drunk, fam. You know what I mean? They had Jamie Carragher singing on the commentary. He couldn't believe what was going on. It was mad, man. The banter they have on Sky is crazy, bro. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Big up Curtis, man. A real one. Respect, bro. Respect. Foden is so well managed. Saka is just thrown into the jungle. That's exactly what it is. Just go out there and do what you can, man. The team's all over the place at the moment. Raul said, my younger bro supports Man City and I can't blame him. Look at their success, training ground, style of football. In the last decade, we've lost a generation of fans with mediocrity. You make some great points there. I went to Manchester City's training ground last season. My son played against them in the academy. I've actually played there before at their training ground, and unbelievable. I went to Main Road years ago. They had all right training ground and main road and that, but, coming back all them years later and seeing their ground and seeing all the trophies they've been winning and pictures of Pep Guardiola and, De Bruyne, Aguero, Yaya, Toure, company, you think they have completely transformed that football club. They are now becoming a giant under Pep Guardiola. And I agree with you, little kids right now growing up, they're going to look at that. They're not interested in what happened 15 years ago when they were only teenagers themselves. They're now going to turn around and say, I'm supporting Man City, bro. There's a lot of players there that I like. They may walk away from teams like Arsenal. So it's vital for Arsenal to fix up quickly, man. Luiz's red card against Wolves raised eyebrows with minimal contact on William Jose. But former referee Peter Walton said it was because he didn't make a genuine attempt for the ball. I mean, the rules are all over the place, to be honest. So, we don't know where we're at with VAR at the moment. It's all over the place. They're going to have to review it. Bro, imagine being a City fan back in the mid-table days. Bro, they were League One. Them man were League One, fam. Never mind mid-table in the Prem. They weren't even in the Prem. Back-to-back relegations, fam. They were gone. I never thought we'd see Man City again. So them Man City fans who've been there for a long time, they're genuinely going through, they've been through the pain barrier to see the enjoyment. So maybe in reflection, where we are at the moment doesn't look too bad. Foden or Grealish? I think at the moment Grealish is ahead of Foden. He's in a worse team. He's been way more consistent, in my opinion, and at the moment ahead of him. But Foden's a baller as well. And being at Man City under Pep, it wouldn't surprise you if Foden goes beyond Grealish, if Grealish doesn't get that move from Aston Villa at some stage. Oil money, man. Listen, a lot of Arsenal fans used to hammer Chelsea and City and say, we don't want to run a club like that. But the way we're running the club isn't working. So, maybe we could do with some oil money at Arsenal. Grealish is the finished article. Yeah. Growing up, I only met one Man City fan. That's because his dad. Now it's completely different. Yeah, I only know one or two Man City fans, to be honest. The Glazers just won the Super Bowl. Difference between them and Kroenke is they invest smartly in their franchises, no matter the hate. That's a good point. Very good point, Say what you like about the Glazers. They have pumped money into Man United. I know a lot of it is debt, but they definitely give you the opportunity to spend cash, I played against City in League One, brother. There you go. They were down there, man. League One, playing against, Peterboroughs and teams like that. Big up Curtis in the chat. What I wanted to look at, because we've been looking at solutions, is what I was looking at. We're going to look at solutions today. I'm not gonna hammer Mikel Arteta too much today. Obviously, we've got this difficult fixture list coming up, and I wanted to look at the team and the possibility of who we could play moving forward. Now, we've got one or two issues at Arsenal at the moment. Obviously, Kieran Tierney is supposed to be back for the Leeds game. He's got to go straight back in. For me, Cedric then has to go back in at right back, and Hector Bellerin needs to be dropped. He's been at the club so long. He's putting in so many lackluster performances. He can't cross. His passing's awful. He's got to come out of the team now. I know Cedric made a massive mistake at the weekend, but listen, we have to kind of move on from it. This centre-back position is a position that I want us to do something a little bit different. Now, Rob Holding has played decent for the last month or so or whatever. He got himself a new contract. I don't think Rob Holding and Gabriel is a good partnership. I don't think they play well together. I think both of them need a wise head next to them. David Luiz, after that red card, I think you should push him to the back of the queue now. I think for me, he was playing all right, but I think Arsenal should be looking beyond David Luiz now. This is a partnership that we haven't seen yet. Now, apologies, this website doesn't even have a picture of Pablo Mari. They're not prepared for him. But this is a partnership we haven't seen yet. Now, I think Pablo Mari's done well this season, and I think Gabriel's done well when he hasn't been next to Rob Holding. You could almost say Rob Holding has done well when he hasn't been next to Gabriel. I know these two are left-footers, but, we never complain when you have two right-footers. I remember seeing an article that Vidic and Ferdinand was voted one of the best centre-back partnerships in Premier League history, 2 right footers. So 2 left footers shouldn't be a problem either. I would like to see this partnership. Gabriel, Pablo Mari, Tierney, Cedric, Leno back in goal. Now, some people might not agree with this as well, Dani Ceballos and Thomas Partey. Obviously, we've seen Xhaka, again, has played all right for the last month or so. But I think part of the reason that Thomas Partey is now getting injured is because I think he has to do too much running. When you think about that midfield he was playing in for Atletico Madrid, the likes of Koke and Saul and players like that next to him, very efficient at keeping the ball. So they minimalise the amount of running you have to do. Now, I think Dani Ceballos is our best ball-playing centre midfielder along with Thomas Partey. He can pick a pass, he looks forward, he can dribble a little bit. He is inconsistent. But I would like to see this Ceballos-Thomas Partey partnership and just see what we can do. We know what Xhaka's going to give you. He hasn't got legs. And I think against the likes of Manchester City, with De Bruyne and people like that running at you, Leicester have got energy with Tielemans and Maddison. Even Leeds are very energetic. I would just like to see Dani Ceballos come in and play next to Thomas Partey. Odegaard for me. Now, again, this could be controversial. Some of you might think Smith Rowe doesn't warrant getting dropped. For me, the last few games, Smith Rowe has played quite naive, a little bit inexperienced. He's looked a little bit like a kid running around a men's football pitch, been bullied a little bit. And what I don't want with Odegaard, there's a possibility for us to sign him at the end of the season. The worst situation for me would be if he comes in, hardly kicks a ball, goes back to Real Madrid and we go, well, we don't even know if he's that good or not. And it's another Denis Suarez. If you're going to bring this guy in from Real Madrid, give him game time. Let's start him. Let's see how good he is. Let's see if he's worth signing at the end of the season. He's 22. He's an international. He's at Real Madrid. I want to know what he's about. You only find out by giving him starts. Pepe and Saka, for me at the moment, they nail these 2 spots out wide. Saka's been our best player this season in attack. And Pepe deserves to keep that place. He didn't play great against Villa, but he was still our most threatening attacker in a poor, disjointed performance. This one for me is another one. Lacazette has done well in recent times with energy around him and creativity. Against Aston Villa, we saw the problems with Lacazette. He pressed the default button and he turned back to Alexander Lacazette. Not Lacazette that's been playing around here and linking up. He was playing here. He was down here at times playing right back. There was times he was here next to Thomas Partey and just leaving it up here. And I'm thinking, bro, that is the problem with Lacazette. Not enough hunger to get a goal. Crosses coming in and we need Lacazette in this position and he's out here. That's the problem with him. He's not hungry enough for a goal at times. He goes looking for work, which I understand. Some strikers do go looking for work and come and get the ball. But we need you up here, bro. Now, for me, I still think, and a big reason why I put Aubameyang on the thumbnail today. I mean, they haven't even got a picture of Aubameyang. That's how disrespectful it is. And to be fair, this picture probably sums up his performance against Aston Villa. He was missing in action, brother. He was like Ghost, and I'm not talking about Power either. If you know about the Netflix series, you know. You know what I mean? But I still think Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has got a major role to play in Arsenal's season. I know a lot of Arsenal fans have kind of lost faith with him at the moment. But what I would say, don't forget about what he's done in the past. We won the FA Cup. He was the main player in attack. Can we rely on Lacazette in big Europa League ties when we're going to need a goal? Can we rely on him to get that goal for us that wins us a semi-final, that wins us a Europa League final? Because he has them games where he doesn't look like he even wants to score. Did he even get a shot on goal against Aston Villa? I don't know. Obviously, there's also another possibility. Could we go with Gabriel Martinelli in there? I mean, I still think Martinelli could potentially have a future as an Arsenal striker coming off the wing. We've got a lot of wingers. With that pressing style, he's a little bit Luis Suarez, Alexis Sanchez-ish how he plays. Not saying he's anywhere near as good as those 2 players, but in that kind of role that he plays, could he go up there? I think for the moment, it is going to be Lacazette, but he has to go looking for work. We have to have a striker who's on the pitch looking for goals. Now, obviously, against Leeds this weekend, Thomas Partey's got a muscle injury. He's going to be out. I think we're going to see probably Xhaka and Ceballos in the middle of midfield. They did finish the season well last year. We won the FA Cup with them two back in there. I think it's vital that Thomas Partey is back for that Benfica game. So what do you guys think about the team? Do you think, would you play Pablo Mari and Gabriel? Obviously, Odegaard, would you like to see him coming in and starting? And do you think Aubameyang can go back up front? Let's see what you guys have got to say. And said, yes, Curtis always 100. Lacazette is the French BTEC Darren Bent. The thing is, a lot of men call him that, but Darren Bent had big numbers in the Premier League. You know, Darren Bent had a few seasons where he scored 20 plus league goals. You know, Lacazette has not broken 15 league goals in the Premier League. South London's finest said Aubameyang needs to play striker or Martinelli. I'm done with Lacazette now. I don't care about the hold-up play. If we had a more balanced midfield, hold-up play would be less of an issue. I mean, that's why I was thinking there. If you've got Odegaard, Pepe and Saka and Dani Ceballos and Thomas Partey, you've got 5 players there that can all create chances, you know, can all create goals if you've got a runner up there. And I think they would probably benefit from Aubameyang through the middle, but we need an informed Aubameyang, not this Aubameyang that we're seeing at the moment. I don't understand the Ceballos disrespect. He's a great passer and ball progressing midfielder. Just needs to be more consistent. He does. The consistency is the problem with him, though. You know, we need to see Aubameyang get a run through the middle. I would like to see that. I would definitely like to see that. Pablo Mari and Holding, you think that's the best centre-back partnership? They were solid together. I just think with Rob Holding, is there a ceiling with him that he's good, but he can't go above a certain level? Where I look at Gabriel and I think the sky's the limit with him. He can be a top-level centre-back, Brazilian international. Lacazette agenda back again. No, not at all. Not at all. I think the problem with Lacazette, we know he does this on a regular basis. He has these purple patches where you go, there's the Lacazette that we know. This is the reason we paid 50 million for him. But for some reason, he can then go 5 or 6 games without scoring or even looking like scoring. And that's the problem. And this is why Arsenal have got a massive decision to make on Lacazette in the summer. A year left on his deal, 150 grand a week, turns 30 years of age this summer. What do you do with Lacazette? Do you sell him with a year left and get some money back? Do you give him a short-term contract extension and just say, you know what, let's keep him for another 2 years possibly? I certainly wouldn't be giving Lacazette no 3-year contract to keep him at the football club for that amount of time. He's 30 now. At the most, I would give him a 1-year contract extension. Rob Holding is a mid-table centre-back. I don't think he's a top-level centre-back. For me, he is more of a like mid-table level player. He has improved, maybe decent squad player, squad fodder as I call him. But the manager seems to like him at the moment. And does he trust 2 left-footed centre-backs in Gabriel and Pablo Mari to play together? Ceballos is too lightweight. He mixes it a bit, though. So Lacazette and get another striker in. Who would be the best replacement? Yeah, I mean, I spoke about this the other day where we were talking about, I mean, there aren't great options for strikers out there, if I'm being honest. But the ones we kind of look at are Odsonne Edouard at Celtic, French under-21 player. They wanted 35 million apparently for him, but Celtic are not going to win the league this year. Rangers will win it. So maybe that reduces his price to about 25 to 30 million. I would look at him. I would look at Danny Ings, but I think he would be expensive because he's English, plays in the Prem. He is 28, but he has been scoring goals. I would look at Memphis Depay. He's a free agent in the summer. Now, I know a lot of people, you know, don't really look at Depay as an out-and-out striker, which he probably isn't. But looking at his stats, I mean, Depay this season, 13 goals and 6 assists in 24 games. Last season, he was injured, but he's still got 9 goals in 13 games. In his first season, he got 19 goals and 13 assists in 36 games. This season, he'll probably end up with 20 goals, 10 assists. You know, he's a free agent, but would probably end up at Barcelona. That's the issue with him, to be honest. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a striker I do like. 23 years of age, England international. The problem is, again, he's going to cost a lot of money. Everton have got dough. They've got a big manager. They're above us in the table. I know Dominic Calvert-Lewin is a boyhood Arsenal fan, so to be fair, he probably would be interested in the move, but I think he would cost, over 50 million to get him in. Ivan Toney as well. We need physicality, Curtis. Too many soft and light players on the team. I agree with that. Too easy to bully us. Ivan Toney, yeah, I mean, he's at Brentford, I believe. And again, he came from the lower leagues, similar to Ollie Watkins, who's done well. I mean, we look at Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney, 22 goals this season in 27 games and 7 assists. He plays for Brentford. He won't be cheap when you think that Ben Rama cost, 25 million from there. He's younger. Ivan Toney is English. You're probably looking at 30 million. Would Arsenal take a chance and spend 30 million pound on a championship player? I think we have to be more aware of those kind of players now, and not be so snobbery of getting players from the lower leagues. I mean, you're saying there Callum Wilson. I think Callum Wilson's a decent player. I'm not sure he's Arsenal like. I don't think he's an upgrade on Lacazette. That's the problem. I think we need someone who can potentially go better than Lacazette. But I was looking at Aston Villa's team the other day. Their defence, they've kept I think it's the second most clean sheets in the Premier League. Matty Cash played at right back. I used to see Matty Cash out in Nottingham. He's a right winger. He's a right winger. Nottingham Forest converted him to right back, and he's been solid this season, He looks better than Hector Bellerin. You've got the boy, is it Konza they got from Brentford, I believe, at centre-back. I mean, he was lucky not to get sent off. Yeah, Ezri Konza came from Brentford. You've got Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings was a colossus against us the other day. He's played in the Championship as well. Some of these players, Grealish was in the Championship with Villa, Watkins. So we've got to be more open-minded to where we get our players from, We need to be smarter with our recruitment. Balogun, of course, if Balogun signs that contract, he could be the long-term solution as well. It's time to give Martinelli a run of games. Would you play him through the middle then? I do think there's an opportunity for Arsenal to turn Martinelli into a striker and put him up there, definitely. Yeah, Tyrone Mings, I was actually in the same league as him. I never played against him. I played against the team he was at. I believe it was a team called Chippenham. But Tyrone Mings is a beast, came from lower leagues, worked his way through. He's now an England international. And, Konza, someone was saying, would Rob Holding have got in Aston Villa's centre-back pairing? Would he get in ahead of Konza or Tyrone Mings? I don't think he would. To be honest. And that shows you, when we talk about, a lot of the time, when you talk about how good is a player at your own team, look at him and think, how many of the other big teams would he get in? And this isn't me being disrespectful to Rob Holding. I'm simply stating facts. I've no problem with Rob Holding being at Arsenal if he's fourth choice, fifth choice, squad player, plays when we need him to. My problem is Rob Holding is playing every week. And then you start to look at him and go, actually, he's not good enough. Manchester City, look at the level they've got right now. Yesterday, they had Laporte on the bench. He was their best centre-back last season. They had Ruben Diaz and John Stones, revitalised Stones. Ruben Diaz probably been one of the best centre-backs in the league. Man United, Maguire and Eric Bailly, people criticise Maguire, but he's been solid this season when Bailly's been next to him. You look at Tottenham, Davinson Sanchez and Alderweireld, you look at Liverpool when they got Gomez and Van Dijk. We're way too below those levels, Ahead of Mings and Konza, no chance. Sorry, Rob. He's not. He wouldn't get in ahead of them two. And I know we're saying here that, Manchester City spend crazy money. Man City can spend what they like. Hey, money is no object. But as I said, Aston Villa got Mings for 20 million. Konza was about 12 million from the Championship. And look how good they are. They've kept more clean sheets than us this season. So we've got to be smarter with our recruitment this summer, because a lot of people are very optimistic for Arsenal this summer. And I think because we've saved so much on wages, getting out Ozil, getting out Socrates and Mustafi, we're expecting a huge transfer window. But the reality is, on the back of a full season with no fans in the stadium, there's going to be a reduction in the money that we've got to spend. And you know this club will look at that as well and say, you know what, we can't spend as much. So what Arsenal have to do this summer, they have to be smart. They have to recruit correctly. Joe Gomez at Liverpool came from Charlton when they were in League One. There are bargains to be had out there. And also, we have to be ruthless with the players that we're going to get rid of. I will be doing a show this week, a keep or sell show, right? And we're going to look through the entire squad, who we can get rid of, who we should get rid of, and how much money we can get for them, and who we should possibly go and look at recruiting. So look out for that show. As I said this week, we're going to do lots of collabs as well. I've already got Lee Judges confirmed for Wednesday and Kevin Campbell for Thursday. Robbie has said he will be on this week as well. I haven't confirmed the date, and I'll try and get one or two others on. As I said, Leicester versus Liverpool watch along on Saturday morning. And then Manchester City v Tottenham on Saturday evening. And then, obviously, Arsenal Leeds on Sunday. Daniel says, you are 100, Big C. You know we got Martinelli and Balogun who will be strikers. I think we'll get more productivity future-wise. I would keep Aubameyang but sell his best mate Laka as much as I like him. I mean, that could happen. That could happen. Ruthless Arsenal, don't make me laugh. Willian tells us everything, Curtis. Do you know what? Let me speak about that. I'm glad you mentioned that, Nathan. The thing with Willian now is we're getting into a very difficult situation with Willian. And I'll tell you why. Willian came to Arsenal on the back of a decent season for Chelsea. As I always say, 9 goals, 6 assists last season for Chelsea. He was one of their best players last season, in quite a productive season for Chelsea. And the problem we've got now, our fans have turned against him completely. Right? Anything he's doing at the moment is a bit like it's under intense scrutiny. And what you've got to understand, a lot of people are asking the question. Someone sent me a message actually saying, why do you think Mikel Arteta keeps playing Willian or bringing him on? You've got to understand, Mikel Arteta's got a boss, right? In the Kronk case, KSE. He's gone to them in the summer and said to them, I want you to give Willian a 3-year contract, despite the fact he's 32, on 120 grand a week. From what I've read, he gets 120 grand a week basic and £100,000 in bonuses, depending on if he plays, if we win. So potentially he can earn a wage of 220 grand if we have a good week and he plays, right? He's given him a 3-year deal. When you're a football manager, if after 5, 6, 10 games, he's out of form, Mikel Arteta can't just go like us and go, do you know what? Willian's crap. I'm not going to play him. It doesn't work like that, because his boss will be on the phone going, hang on a minute. 6 months ago, you told me to give him a 3-year contract on 120 grand a week. And this guy ain't playing. What's going on? Why is my money just being thrown down the drain? So what Mikel Arteta has actually got to do, and what we've got to understand sometimes as fans, he's under pressure to try and get the best out of Willian. Do you know what I mean? He has to try and play Willian into some sort of form. And at the moment, we're using Willian as a scapegoat. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not for 1 minute defending Willian's form this season. He's been terrible. Right? He's been poor. But ultimately, he stepped into a team that was all over the place. You know, he's walked into a mess. He's come out of Chelsea where things were quite stable. They got top 4, you know, young players, a lot of energy around him. He came into Arsenal. It's like, well, what's going on here? Willian put a lot of crosses in for Arsenal. Now, last season, Giroud might have been scoring headers on them. Tammy Abraham might have been scoring headers, 2 very tall strikers. At Arsenal, that cross is getting headed away, and we're going, what the hell is Willian doing for Arsenal? He just keeps crossing the ball. But that's probably Willian's speciality. Get the ball, get to the byline, put a cross in. If Giroud scores a header, we're all raving about it when he's at Chelsea. But because Aubameyang doesn't win the header and the centre-back clears it, we're going, what the hell is that? What's he doing? So sometimes you've got to look at the whole situation. Willian is not a terrible footballer. Right? You don't get 50-odd caps or whatever for Brazil and, get 7 years at Chelsea and win all those trophies if you're a terrible footballer. But what I'm saying is, look at the circumstances. Has he been good enough for Arsenal? 100% not. Can we get rid of him? How do you get rid of him? How do you get rid of a 32-year-old with 2.5 years left on his contract on big money who doesn't want to move out of London? One of the big things was when he left Chelsea, he wanted to stay in England. He wanted to stay in London. He has a restaurant. He has a wife. He has kids. He doesn't want to leave London. You turn around to Willian now and go, we want to sell you. There was rumours Real Betis were interested in him. We want to sell you. What's he going to say? Nah, I'm all right, mate. I'm 32. Turns 33 this year. He's on big money. No, I'm cool, man. I want to make sure my restaurant opens up after the pandemic. My family's here. My kids are in school. I'm in my 30s. I'm chilling, man. I got a contract till I'm 35. I ain't going nowhere. People think sometimes he's rubbish. Get rid of him. Doesn't work like that, bruv. You've seen with Mesut Ozil, he stayed until the last 6 months of that contract, and even then we had to pay him off. And he had 6 months left. Willian's got a heck of a lot of money left on that contract. Sell Willian to West Ham. They're not going to take him. Let's be honest. They're not taking him. You may get a club to take him on loan. And we may have to pay part of the wages, but that's not a great deal for Arsenal. Sell him to Barnet. Jesus, he'd probably struggle in the conference. I think they're bottom of the conference right now, Barnet, man. They're having a nightmare. But I just wanted to make that point about Willian, because I just think with football fans, criticize them on what they do wrong, same as the manager. But during the game, try and support them unless things are going terrible. Sometimes I see people hammering Willian when he hasn't really done anything wrong. And it's like, oh, we lost to Villa because Willian came on for the last 15 minutes. Well, actually, he doesn't bring himself on the pitch. He doesn't put the board up and say, come off, I'm coming on. The manager picked him to bring him on. Now, I agree. I don't think Mikel Arteta should have brought him on in this game, because when you're under pressure as a player and you're low on confidence, we were clutching to get back into that game. I'd rather 2-0 up against Leeds this weekend, 15 minutes to go. You bring Willian on, less pressure, and he gets on the ball, makes a few things happen and plays his way back into confidence. But the only thing I don't like regarding Willian, it's almost like a fan base are not going to even allow him to do well. We have to understand players like Granit Xhaka, Hector Bellerin, Mohamed El Neni, these guys have been failing at Arsenal for years and years and years. And somehow we've still forgiven them. We still got it around our head that, they're part of the team. Let's just support them, whether we rate them or not. So what I'll say with Willian, has he been good enough? No. But let's understand that he needs an opportunity to play himself back into form. He's not going nowhere. It's like Mikel Arteta. I don't think Mikel Arteta is the right manager for Arsenal, but the reality is right now he's going nowhere. So I want to try and look at solutions, or how can he improve us, instead of just going Arteta out, even though sometimes I do say Arteta out. So listen, we're going to have to be patient with Willian, whether we like it or not, to be honest. Thank you, Tim Foyle, for the super chat. He said, fraudulent player under a fraudulent manager, supported by a fraudulent technical director, under a fraudulent club. We have been conned. So you think things are a little bit fraudulent then, yeah? Oh, dear. Appreciate the super chat, though, bruv. Raul says, well spoken, Curtis. No, listen, I have to say it as I see it, bruv, I have to say it as I see it. Willian hasn't been good enough, nowhere near. But look at the bigger picture at the same time, What did we sign him for? What is Willian's speciality, really? He's a right-footed right winger. So generally, he's going to put crosses into the box. He got 7 assists last year. We haven't got no one who can head the ball. So first of all, the high cross is basically out the window. You've got to play him different. When we signed him, I actually thought he was going to play number 10 for Arsenal. I didn't think we would play him on the right. But it is what it is. Bringing Grealish, where's the money though, bro? That's going to cost you 70 million at least, and they're going to want most of that up front. Also, you may have teams like Man United, Man City who try and buy him as well. Give Willian to DTFC. Yeah, man, why not? Big up Don Draper. Our fan base are against Willian because we have always signed rubbish players from Chelsea. And I get you. I get you on that. You know, Peter Cech to me didn't work. And who else did we sign? David Luiz has not really worked. He was an £8 million centre-back. He's had a few decent spells in the team. He's been a good influence, apparently, in the dressing room. So I get it. There is frustration. If we went to Chelsea now, I mean, we were linked with Jorginho in the summer. Any player that comes from Chelsea that's not one of their top ones, you know, if we sign Kante or Pulisic, that's different. But if we sign a player from there that we don't like, the fans are going to already have this mentality that we don't like you because you've come from Chelsea and they wanted you to go kind of thing. So I understand it. But, and Gallas as well, you know, we've been done loads of times by Chelsea, you know. When you think Chelsea took Ashley Cole off us, and who was, you know, one of the best left-backs to ever, probably the best left-back to ever play in the Premier League. Man said, Curtis, you better Peter check yourself before you wreck yourself. We've took Peter Cech, the old man in goal. We took Gallas, who was just an absolute nightmare. We took, who else we took? David Luiz, who not great. Willian, who's been awful so far. Yossi Benayoun, you know, we've been bumped by Chelsea, man, big time. Big time. Even Man United, they've done us as well, man, you know. Danny Welbeck, Mikel Silvestre, they've bumped us a few times as well, while they've took, you know, Van Persie offers and players like that. Sanchez was a bit of revenge because he went there and flopped, but then Mkhitaryan flopped for us as well. Party after party said, we used to never give in contracts to 30-plus players, or definitely short contracts. I'm sure Wenger said at one stage he would only give one-year contracts to 30-plus-year-olds. Curtis Odegaard and Smith Rowe should rotate games for the rest of the season. Same with Ceballos. Partey for the Europa games. I prefer Aubameyang on the left if Partey and Odegaard are in the team. Yeah, I do think Odegaard and Smith Rowe should rotate, you know. I want to see Odegaard get games. They took Cole, we took Gallas. I mean, that has got to be one of the worst swap deals in history. Here, you take the best left-back in Premier League history, defensively anyway, and we'll take an absolute, you know, a guy with a major attitude problem, a mercenary of a footballer, William Gallas. That was a horrendous deal. Eddie the Phone Man, yeah, man, he should be in Phone Shop. Who used to watch Phone Shop, man, on Channel 4? Let's get Eddie in the new series of that, man. Fabregas as well. I mean, that was our own fault. We actually refused the buyback clause. You know, another one of Arsene Wenger's biggest mistakes. You put a buyback clause in Cesc Fabregas' contract. He comes back and you say, no, actually, I don't want him. He goes to Chelsea, wins the title, and lobs Peter Cech when they beat us as well, just to rub salt into the wound. I don't know what happened to Arsene Wenger at the back end of his career, man. Phone Jacker as well. I remember that. That was a good program as well. Aubameyang and Lacazette should be put on the market for 20 million each. We've got Aubameyang till the end of that deal, bro. You know, we need to learn to get the best out of him again. You know, he's not going nowhere. So don't expect that. 20 million for Laka could possibly happen. The highlight of Gallas' Arsenal career is when he sat down on the pitch, is true, and he had beef with Nasri as well. I think Nasri, I heard a rumour, how true this is, but I heard Nasri turned up at his house with a few friends, shall we say, because Gallas was trying to intimidate him in the dressing room. Nasri weren't about that life, bro. He took it to a next level, turned up at man's door. What's this? Oh, listen, I spoke about this in the stream yesterday. Curtis, Partey saying now he uses noodles to score with women in Ghana. Man's obsessed with noodles. Man's the noodle man. He had something yesterday on Twitter. So he did some interview saying that Indomie noodles are his favorite food and he wants a sponsorship deal by them. And someone in the comments checked, and these noodles are 40 pence each. I actually want to try them just because, you know, he spoke so highly of them. And I was like, bro, no wonder you're getting injured every minute, bro. You're on 150 grand a week living off noodles. Your legs have turned into noodles, bro. Go and get some hard food, man. Some dumpling and some plantain and jollof rice, bro. What's wrong with you, bro? about noodles. You're not broke no more, bruv. You're not back in the day when you were struggling. You've got dough now. You don't need to eat noodles. You're not a student. You know them first-year students who, they can't even afford to buy books and that. Man, just live off noodles, man. 5 packs of noodles for £1. This brother's eating 40p noodles, then talking about how he's breaking down with muscle injuries. Go get the man some dumpling and some hard food, man. Man's turned soft overnight, brethren. Jeez, Indomie is the best. I've never tried them, I might have a look for a packet of them today. I just want to try them. Get the man some proper dumpling and yam, man. Want them to him. You know how many nice restaurants are in London? Get yourself some deliveries, some proper food, man. Some jollof and them things. Man's got noodle. I said noodles to blood clot. What happened to him? Man's legs have turned into Indomie noodles, fam. Man had no injuries in Spain. Come to England, you got 3 injuries in 6 months. 3 for £1 business. What's wrong with you, man? That man must be stacking beer money in the bank, if a man's living off 40p noodles and you're on 150 grand a week. If I'm on 150 grand a week, I got a chef living next door bringing me all my fresh food every day. This brother's eating noodles, wondering why his legs are breaking down every minute in the Premier League. Someone sort him out, man. Jesus, Arteta, man, tell him. You must have seen the nice restaurant. William, take him to your restaurant, man. Give him some proper Brazilian food or something. Jesus, these man leaving this man out to dry, man. What happened to him? Thomas Partey, noodle legs, man. Jesus, man's legs are breaking down every minute. Man said, that's it, get me off. The noodles have gone, Gaffer. The noodles have gone. Yo, his bank account must be through the roof, brethren. I'm telling you. In it, Fran, lobsters and them things. If I'm on 150 grand, you're bringing me the best food possible. This brother's eating Indomie noodles, 40 pence a packet. Yeah, man, I might try them. I want to see what the hype's about. Even I don't really eat noodles, Back in the day, I might have had to do that. But this brother's on 150 a week, eating rotted noodles, Indomie, brethren. Nah, I don't know what's wrong with Thomas Partey. This guy's a madman. Someone get him a chef or something. Yeah, you're right. His bank account must be having a party, bro. If he's eating 40p noodles, he's saving 149 grand a week of that 150, bro. I'm telling you. No, man, I don't eat Marmite, brethren. I don't eat that. That stuff's mad. That stuff will give you bellyache, fam. I don't eat them foods, Veg Indomie. Yeah, I need to try it. I need to try it, man. I'm telling you. Them man are building a village back home. Yo, you're not lying, bruv. You're not lying. Curtis take Thomas Partey to One Stop. Yo, I'm telling you, enough times me and Scully go One Stop after the game, after the AFT VFC games. So we can grab you a plate, Thomas. Someone get hold of Partey, man. Tell him we'll drop him a plate off. If we have to buy him a plate of hard food to stop him getting injured, no worries, man. I'll get you some nice, stewed chicken and them things there, dumpling and man's moving mad. Man's moving mad tight with his money, man. Spend your peas, bruv. Eat some proper food. We ain't got time for this noodle leg business. Injured every minute, Jesus, someone sort him out. 3 for £1 in Nissa. I don't know what's wrong with him. Make sure you like the video, people. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Man are calling me Stephen Pienaar. I don't know. On that, I might just have to end it. Man are calling me Stephen Pienaar, brethren. I'm telling you. Disrespectful, Stephen Pienaar. Who did he play for? Everton, innit? South African brother. What? Because I'm light skinned and got cane rows, I look like Pienaar. That's a disrespect, I should block you for that, but I'll let you off. No worries, man. The Thomas Partey things took me through. Don't worry, man. Oh, dear. See, I lighten up people's Mondays, man. Just when you think Arsenal are finished, we're talking about noodles. Man are calling me blood clot, Stephen Pienaar. You know what I mean? You call DG Bergwijn, bro. Bang on. Bang on, Bergwijn, I'm telling you. Oh, Partey's on 250, bro. Regin, that man must be building a city back in Ghana, fam. Jesus, that brother must have so much peas back home. I'm telling you. You lot are killing me, man. Now, man, are calling me David Hay. It's all going off. Basically, any light-skinned brother with cane rows, man, are going to call me that, innit? Livs calls me. Who does Livs call me? He calls me Asso Akoto or something, the old school left back for Tottenham. I get all of them jokes, man. DT is rag and bone, man. Yeah, man. The Pienaar, proudly South African. He was a good player, to be fair. David Hay, you lot are on one. Look, Sean Paul, Ludacris, Big Meech. You lot are killing me out here, man. You lot are killing me, I might have to end the stream. You lot are destroying me, fam. Man are calling me Big Meech. I think I'm Big Meech, huh? Larry Hoover. Let's look at one last thing before I get out of here. You lot are killing me, man. Asawa Koto, David. Hey, look, man's calling me Kanu. Nah. I'll block you for that, bro. No, bro. David James. Nah, not Butterfingers, you know. I'm telling you, you lot are capping. Allen Iverson. That's not a bad one. At least he was, you know, a big-time basketball player. Jesus. You lot are on form today. You're killing me. Man are calling me Sean Paul and also Choupo-Moting. Nah. You lot are going too far with it still. I'm getting out of here soon. I'm telling you. You lot are killing me, bro. Let me look at this one last thing before I get out of here. Loan watch. You know, the players on loan doing the business. William Saliba. Been voted Player of the Month for Nice. Get French Football saying William Saliba has been virtually pitch perfect in his own game since arriving. His weak moments came in trying to marshal a back three last month that didn't speak the same language. One guy, Daniluk, was Austrian and Bamboo is Brazilian. No issues in a two with Todibo. Saliba and Todibo centre-back pairing, putting in fantastic shift versus Angers. Amazing. This is only their second match together. William Saliba absolutely thriving. Please bring him back to Arsenal next season. Him and Gabriel, Pablo Mari, maybe another new centre-back. Rob Holding as backup. And we're sorted. We're good to go. So Saliba thriving over there in France. Nah, you lot are going over the top. Man's calling me Red Rat to Ross. I'll just delete my channel. Hey, you girl in that tight top skirt. You make me head swell to me blood vessel burst. You lot are taking the mick, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm getting out of here soon. You lot are destroying me right now. Let me get the last one out of here, people, before I shoot off. What's the last one? Joe Willock. Joe Willock went to Newcastle. Looks a different player. He suits the Newcastle kit as well. I'm not even going to lie. Joe Willock made his Newcastle debut, started against Southampton this afternoon. Obviously, it was on Saturday. Scored the opening goal as 9-man Newcastle hung on to a 3-2 win. I mean, it's amazing. 10 men, 9 men still get the victory. Arsenal, take note. Joe Willock. Joe Willock was supposed to go Newcastle to come back to Arsenal. He might go Newcastle and say, I don't want to come back to Arsenal. You know, goes there, scores a goal, plays attacking mid. Great link up with St. Maximum and Wilson. He might not want to come back. You know, we didn't want him in the team. I actually sat there on Saturday. I was like, maybe we need to recall him. You know, Joe Willock looks like a different player at Newcastle. Big up Joe Willock. Go and do your thing at Newcastle, man. I think he's going to get 5 or 6 goals there, man, this season. I'm telling you, Joe Willock with them late runs. Hit the likes, people. I'm out of here. People are killing me, man. People are calling me Vibes Cartel, Axel Witzel. Man have called me Red Rat, Sean Paul, Asawa Koktu, Cameron Jerome, Stephen Pino. I'm out of here. I'm gonna try and find a shop, people, and try and find them. You know them. What them noodles? Indomie noodles. I'm gonna look for them noodles that Thomas Partey's living off, man. You know. Yeah, Arteta, AFTV, Arteta fan TV, man. Big up Robbie. I know Arteta's put shares in there, man. He's got the PR working perfectly, man. Arteta fan TV. That's why you won't see me on fan cams for a while, people. I don't think Arteta's allowing it. You dirty little... Don't worry, he'll be on here on Wednesday. Lee Judges on Wednesday. Kevin Campbell Thursday. A few other people this week. I'm out of here, people. I'm going to look for some Indomie noodles in my local shop. I want to know what all the fuss is about. Take care, everyone. Bless them.